What's up YouTube? Today we'll take a closer look at the Kazoo deck. This probably looks somewhat familiar to you. Many people consider it to be the strongest pool 1 deck because there are no real counters to it, but as soon as you hit pool 2 you start running into cards like Killmonger. And a lot of people get frustrated and quit playing this deck and call it garbage because it is so easy to counter. But I think that is a very common misconception and people don't know how to play this deck properly, and also people misbuild this deck quite a lot. Because make no mistake, among the experienced players this is still considered one of the best pool 2 decks, maybe even the best pool 2 deck, and a more updated and refined version of this is even competitively viable in pool 3. But I'll showcase this pool 2 version first, and I know it looks a bit greedy at first sight, there's just so many low cost cards, but I'll explain the general playstyle of this deck and then you'll probably understand why. So most people do the mistake of just playing all of their cards on curve. That means whenever they have mana available to play a certain card, they just drop it into one of the locations, whichever suits the best. But this deck is meant to be played more like a combo deck rather than just a straight up value deck. And the main reasons in here are being Bishop and Angela. Both of these cards can grow immensely in power as we progress throughout the game, and that means that we want to play most of our 1-drops after they hit the board. So our ideal curve can look a little something like this. We play Angela turn 2, Bishop turn 3, Kazar turn 4, Blue Marvel turn 5, and then we play 5 of these cheap cards on turn 6. That also has the added benefit of us having more information at that point and knowing which locations we want to play for because our opponent has already locked in more moves by that time. And now let's talk about how this deck can be built, because this is also quite important to understand the whole playstyle. Armor, for example, is a great tech choice in the pool 2 meta to protect your 1-drops from those Killmongers. So we can often play like Angela into armor into 2 1-drops in one location, or just armor and 3 1-drops, later on buff them with Kazar or Blue Marvel. It's often a winning location. And for all of these 1-drops, we do have quite a couple of options to choose from. I personally like these the most, but I'll mention some other things that I think make sense. Electra can definitely makes sense to give some playmaking and some control potential, and Agent 13 is also an interesting tech card that can help us out if we do end up with a low value hand. If we don't draw Kazar and or Blue Marvel, she can give us some alternatives to play. And one thing that's still super important to mention here, you see me run a couple of 1-drops that benefit from being played early, like Korg especially. Iceman, you want to play him on turn 4 or 5 the latest, and Sunspot is another one of those that can really make use of your unspent mana. You might think this kinda contradicts what I said earlier on about playing all of our 1-drops on turn 6, but first of all, whenever we do not play Killmonger decks, we of course still want to play a 1-drop on 1, especially for those 3, it's very good to have them early on. Second of all, we can still drop armor into their location later on to protect them, and third of all, it's often not game breaking or game losing if we lose 1 or 2 1-drops to Killmonger, especially if we make our opponent, like if we bait them to use Killmonger early on, it can actually often be a benefit to us. Now the other 1-drops I should mention should be seen more as combo cards rather than turn 1 plays, especially Nightcrawler and Iron Fist. One of the main reasons they're in there are to give Angela more buff opportunities. We play a card into Angela's location and move it out of the way to free up that space again. So we usually want to play those after we played Angela, ideally also after we played Bishop. Of course we won't always have that opportunity if we don't find these cards early on, but keep that in mind as a general guideline. There's also often no reason to commit Ant-Man too early. You want to wait and see which location you really want to give a final push and dedicate your resources to. One of the biggest mistakes I see people do in both playing and deck building is how they use Squirrel Girl. I've seen so many people say like, oh my god, she just clogs up my location, she's useless, blah blah blah. I mean, the reason is that if you play Squirrel Girl on turn 1, it is really your fault. She will take a location spot away from Angela, she will clog your locations of course, and she will be easy prey for cards like Killmonger. So this is really more of a turn 6 surprise power play after you already have Kazar and Blue Marvel online. In that case, it's basically 1 mana for 9 power spread across 3 locations. Ideally it buffs Bishop as well, maybe Angela as well. And even if one of your locations is already stacked up, it's still not a bad play. It still gives you 2 squirrels that are quite juiced up. The other thing to mention is that Squirrel Girl, Nightcrawler and Iron Fist allow us to access locations where we otherwise would be unable to play cards. Maybe locations that are flooded, maybe locations like Sanctum Sanctorum. Now before we jump into the gameplay, I just want to give some honorable mentions to other tech choices. You can run a 6-drop in this deck. It's not an absolute throw to have one included. I'm not quite sure if it would perform better or worse. The ones that make most sense are America Chavez for her consistency consistency, or Onslaught to double down on the buff effects of Blue Marvel and Kazar, as well as Ant-Man's buff occasionally. And if you want to include some more disruption into the deck, especially in Pool 2, Enchantress is going to be an absolutely cracked tech choice. Most common decks that you are going to be facing are going to be Devil Dinosaur decks, as well as your opponent also playing Kazar Blue Marvel Swarm decks. So you can be one step ahead by playing Enchantress yourself. Just be cautious to not accidentally silence your own Kazar or Blue Marvel. And the very last thing to consider here, keep in mind that if we go for this turn 6 all-in play style, we also often get the chance to win more cubes than we usually would if we would play everything on curve. Because we conceal our power spike until so late, our opponent might snap preemptively. We can try snapping early on, and for our opponent it will look like our board is super weak. So we can often secure more cubes than we otherwise would. Okay, enough of the talking, it's time to jump into the gameplay examples. Oh, the battle of the doggos. Lockjaw versus Cosmo. See, if we... something like Wakanda is the location, we can also just drop this on 1. We could wait so that we can play Angela first here and then fill it up with 1 drops. I don't think we need to, though. Like, now that I'm in Pool 3, facing Pool 3 opponents, the density of Killmongers drops off a little. It's on, baby. I could just flood this. I don't mind it. Like, not that many decks that include Angela also run Killmonger. Oh, get wrecked! Whew. Let's go. You just kind of gotta know your matchup. Like, this deck becomes exponentially stronger once you know what your opponent is going for. And like how greedy you can play. Also try what Mogwai is doing, toggle off full screen. Maybe, but like... there's no reason to, is there? Like, if I find Iceman or Korg, I'm still considering playing them on turn 1. It's for the disruptiveness. I played this guy earlier on, I don't remember which deck it was. What was this kid playing? We'll wait for new God of War? Not really, I don't really play single player games. It's a very fun game, but I don't think it will be that competitive. Definitely more fun than lore at the moment. Yes and yes. Like, I agree on both sides, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets more competitive than we think. Because, like, competitive scene to a large part is just... like, it's more about the promotion and the show around it than the core gameplay. It's fine. Do we just double down left side? I'm just scared my opponent might be a destroy deck and they're baiting us with, I don't know, like Bucky Barnes here. And then later on hit us with a random Killmonger. Batsu. Okay. Okay, no shot they're playing. How scared are we? Like, Angela should beat my opponent on the left side. But Sunspot, Squirrel Girl are both super low value. The other play is just armor left. For the content, right? For the freaking content. Easy. Get out of my face. Oh, it's Asgard. I thought it was the destroy location. It's fine though, it's fine. I just should have played armor in that case. Actually, no. I should not have played armor. This was all good. It's all good so far. Estathio, they already kind of announced competitive format in the latest developer video. Yeah, I don't see us losing this. This was basically a mirror, but our opponent was playing worse cards than us. Event for 100 credits. Yeah, whatever. I want to keep this side open in case we find Angela. Okay. Oh, kurwa. This looks like a retreat angle. Do we just go for infinite gameplay? I just gotta hope that Infinite actually wins left. Nice Daredevil you got there. There I got Ego, he played a Scarlet Witch into Los Diablo, so I destroyed him. Oh, thank goodness. That's what he deserves, I hate Ego. He's a good meme, but so frustrating, so annoying. Did I just say, oh kurwa? Yes, I live in Poland. I learned the most important part of the language quite quickly. 80 years I have waited for a FreshLobster stream. I stream like every other day, I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, we win these. We win these. Wait, fuck, our opponent can just click end round. Because they know we can't play anything left. Oh, but this... Wait. Yeah, I think they just go end round here, right? They win by 1 power. Ah! Do they do it though? I wanna find out. Because I could also go end round myself, then I win middle. So they probably think they have to win right side. Like, it's definitely worth trying. Because I usually don't play Infinite in my deck, right? It's very unlikely for my opponent to assume that I randomly pulled an Infinite. But they think they have won this location already. That's unlikely if you skip turn 5. You kind of got a point. We win by 1! We win by 1! Ooh, that was a sick game. Victory. Thank you, the hub. You're the real MVP. Maybe it was. Okay, Kartoffel. That means potato in German. We can play armor here later on. Ooh, armor turn 6 guaranteed wins this location. So I think Iceman is one of those cards that we want to play on one for disruption, but Iceman also has value later on. Sunspot's good. I think Sunspot is le play here. Maybe Warsaw for a few nights at the end of the month. Nice. Let me know. I don't even want this location here. Gonna get really awkward with clustering. Definitely want bishop. I don't think we play anything here. Could go Angela right side. The thing is, yeah, Angela is not that good if Sinister London is a location. Collector. Okay, we gotta be cautious with board space. But if we win Asgard, we're almost guaranteed to draw into armor. Means we can win left. Oh fuck, that's not good for us. We just contest Asgard? I don't think we win this. Angela, Iceman. YOLO send it? I guess. Is it just the, whoopsie, this? Like, I could have not played the Iceman, but the Iceman grows this bishop by 2, doesn't he? Oh, it only counts once? Like, the copied card doesn't count? Then it was actually a throw to play Iceman. It's fine, though. It's fine, we're chilling. Oh, I shouldn't have played Iceman. Okay, not playing Iron Man into Sinister London is sus. But we just win right side here. I mean, they can still play the second Iron Man middle. They don't win solely off of Iron Man, though. Snap back to reality.
Oh, snap.
In this case, like, we just have to go Nightcrawler middle. Nightcrawler is +1 power over armor. I mean, I guess korg, whatever. In case they pull random ass Jubilees. No, playing Iron Man here is actually fine for our opponent. They have 2 Iron Mans in hand, so you can play one that side and the other. No, it's still better to play it middle. Because they can have double Iron Man middle. I guess they wanted to get that last Angela buff to secure the location, then it maybe makes sense.
Iron Man. I am Iron Man.
Easy game. Get out of my face. Snap turn 2.
Victory.
I would never have expected that I would ever play a game where I beat triple frickin' Iron Man. I gotta admit though, when I'm streaming, I retreat less often than if I just play for myself. It's because for the content, it's often better to let games resolve and to go for the, like, even the low chances of winning, because they're usually the best content, right? Sure. Ooh. In that case, I don't even play armor on 2. Ah, sunspot I can play though. Effective use of the mana. It's usually not a location that favors us. We're more of a like tempo / aggro playstyle, if you want to call it that. I want one location to be completely free for when we draw Angela and to get maximum buffs. Ooh, that's not good. Injet. That's not good neither. They played Dinosaur, Collector Dinosaur. Sure. Have fun with your one-cost unit, dear friend. Enchantress against my deck can be good. Enchantress against my deck is completely cracked. It's probably even better than Killmonger. Yeah, pretty cool card art though. Looks a lot like Charlize Theron, doesn't she? Okay, only one dino to face. The issue is I kind of flooded right with low value crap. And middle as well. Huh. It's tricky. We never found Angela, we never found Kazar. I don't think we're winning this. Most expensive card we can draw is 4 cost, so don't have to play these yet. Like, even if our opponent copied the Iceman, we can still play all 3 cards. Kazar? Fuck. Yeah, we can't win right. Can't win middle. That's unfortunate. With Kazar, we would have had a shot. Kazar gives 2. Actually, we can win right with just end round, but we win left. Need Sunspot to grow by 4. Is that good enough? 9 power, probably not. Oh, Bishop grows 2, you're right. You're absolutely right. Wait, we can play everything. This could win. Our opponent has... When was Quinjot played? I don't remember the sequencing. They went Agent 13 first. Cable second, I think. But they only have 1 discounted card. Let's see this out. I was thinking about snapping back even. Oh, okay, Kazar. They actually stole Kazar, but they have no 1 cost at the right side. Which means we win right. 10 power. We beat this. Get out of my face. Should have snapped. But yeah, that's how you want to play this deck most of the time. It's more like a miracle combo deck for the last turn rather than just play everything as soon as you draw it and have mana for it. It's nice to have something new. Okay, another good Angela opportunity. It's a blue marble. I might be playing Killmonger as well. Like, this could easily be a wave death Killmonger deck. Okay, probably Odin. This is gonna be quite the RNG on the Strange Academy. I kind of... I should have snapped before. It's fine. A bit over-invested into that lane, but it's fine. What? You just go Odin right side. Or you're gonna beat this. Huh? Sure. Oh, Charles might be a bot, right? I would explain it. Sure, whatever. I wonder if that Professor X play was actually good. Because they did catch me investing a lot of resources into winning that lane, right? But since it has Blue Marvel and Kazar, like they're still global. I'm also absolutely fine with it.